walked and I crawled on 6 crooked highways.
Yo, it's been a popcorn.
If you're not Bob Dylan himself or one of his friends of the same age, please do yourself a favor and skip this movie. The first thing you'll hear is a weak interpretation of some tune sung with a nasal goat-like voice that will haunt you for the next 3.5 hours or however long this film drags on.
Highways.
The first thing that hits you is the absolute mystery of why is this unknown guy who has nowhere to live somehow ends up at his idol's hospital room with all his belongings. What was he planning? What was his plan going forward? If he hadn't met his other idol there, would he have just invited him to live at his place for free and turned him into a famous star? That's how this career of a terribly off-key, mediocre singer with a horrible melody starts.
I walked and I crawled on.
Next, there's a woman who, for reasons I can't understand, takes him in, pays for his way, and brings him to her home. However, the supposed love story is never explored. Instead, she leaves him the keys with a suspicious tone, hinting that she doesn't know him at all. Then she returns all smiles and love to find him already entertaining other women at her place. This love storyline is presented as so cold and shallow that it's almost embarrassing. He uses one woman, brings another to his place for another round of manipulation, and all of it is accompanied by weak overlay, superficial sketches of Dylan's life. Timothée Chalamet, an actor I truly admire, especially after his performance in Beautiful Boy. He delivers absolutely no emotion here. In line with the script, he is nothing but a grumpy, unsympathetic guy who, after getting some money, throws a meltdown over the fame he accidentally stumbled upon. The whole tragedy of the film seems to revolve around his decision to abandon his silly style in favor of something more acceptable, and then getting booed by the crowd. That's it. His close friend and producer turns on him and half of the audience rejects him. Where is, for example, a storyline about Nobel laureate? If he earned a Nobel, tell us at least why. The movie doesn't even explore any of the key moments in Dylan's life. Why not take a deeper dive into the significant periods of his career or explore any of his relationships? The one true love story, the one he supposedly had with his muse, remains ignored. The whole plot feels like a missed opportunity, serving up nothing but a random, uninteresting events, while supposedly insightful moments just feel awkward. Here's the thing, guys. Success, like it or not, is either earned by truly talented people who deserve it, or it comes completely randomly with no rhyme or reason. This film tries to tell us a story about a guy who stumbled into success by sheer accident, but it never gives us the why or the how behind it. All we're left with is the feeling that the story of Dylan's rise is just as accidental as his success was, and we are just left wondering why any of it matters. Now this idol who by sheer chance ended up in a hospital was so concerned about this guy's well-being that he took him in. He must have figured, hey, he has nowhere to live, so I'll take him in and maybe he'll make some money someday and get himself an actual place to live. But instead of working hard for that money, our hero found himself a woman who was kind enough to pay for not just his meals and movie nights, but also invited him to live in her house for free. Talk about winning the lottery, right? The supposed touching moments, like when he sings at his idol's hospital bed or when he's being disrespectful to the hospital staff, leave you with an overwhelming feeling of secondhand embarrassment. It is as if he doesn't belong there, trying to prove something that no one asked for. Who needs this screeching, donkey-like wailing when people are unconscious?
I walked and I crawled on.
In the end, a complete unknown gives us no answers, no depth, and certainly no entertainment. If you're hoping to learn about Bob Dylan or his journey, this film leaves you hanging. But if you're into 3 hours of incessant, annoying harmonica playing and melodramatic pseudo-philosophy, then by all means, enjoy.
I walked and I crawled on 6 crooked highways.
Thanks a lot for watching Beauty Popcorn. Like, subscribe, and see you in the next episode.